Good afternoon. Um, Still trying to recover from all the stuff we got at Gen Con, so today I'm going to do an unboxing of the new Horrified. The cool thing about this game is my brother and I were both able to participate in the learn to play thing with this, so we had to play it together. We lost, um, but only by a little. And The cool thing is when you played the game, you got the game, and then they offered you half off on Greek monsters. Well, I already had my copy of Greek monsters, but my brother didn't, so we got him one of those, and then we went home that night. We tried this game again, and we lost. So the next night we played Greek monsters just so that we could make sure that we could win. But all right, here we have Horrified World of Monsters. Save the world before terror overwhelms you. When unimaginable horrors erupt from a doorway between worlds, Earth's secret guardians call upon you. As premier monster experts, combine your unique talents against Sphinx, Yeti, Yangshi, and Cthulhu. Each monster presents a unique challenge and can be combined differently for infinite thrills. A cooperative game of monstrous fun includes 4 epic monsters and multi-phase Cthulhu challenge. Even more monsters because it's compatible with Horrified Greek monsters. So I'll show you the back of the box. Is it bright enough? Okay, that's the back of the box. And then I want to check the sides of the box because last time people gave Ravensburger a lot of guff because they said, okay, there's Horrified, there's Horrified, there's Horrified, and then there was an upside down Horrified. But if they're doing that again on this one, I'm not thinking that's a mistake. I think they did it on purpose. It's an aesthetic choice. So that's what we're going to call it. All right, let's get this opened up. Come on. Oh, that worked. Got it up a little. It didn't undo all the way across. One. Two. Horrified has been one of my family's go-to cooperative games since the very beginning of the Horrified series. And this time, I know Target had it early, but I wanted to make sure that I got it at Gen Con, so I jumped into that game. It was a lot of fun. We played with 4 people, 2 of whom had never played before. And, I mean, I don't think it was any mistake of ours. With more people, it's harder to win. All right. So, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. See that? Where's the bottom? So here we have our game board. Let's take a look at this. So this is what it was talking about. There's a rift in the middle. And the interesting thing is you go there. So all these paths that come here, you can cut through the middle and keep going because you have to go to the middle to drop stuff in to help defeat Cthulhu. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have to stop at the bridge. We are allowed to walk through. So the board aesthetically looks beautiful. I like it. It's a little darker than the previous board, or at least the American monster one. The Greek monster one also seems to be daytime, but this is really pretty. And as you can see, there's 4 spots on the board for the layers. They took that from the Greek monster idea and they incorporated that into this one. Also, there's less monsters in this game than there normally are. Normally there's, I think, 6 or 7 bad guys, and this time there's only 4. So this one, the Stewards of the Shrouded Void. Here's our rule book. And this one goes a little bit more thematic than a lot of other books. I mean, this gives you as if you're being introduced to the organization that you play as members of. So I thought that was pretty cool. Here's our table of contents. As you can see, the contrast between the words and the book itself are pretty good. The words are not too small, so it's, well, a little small here, but overall it seems readable. They give you your playthrough, how to play on normal, hard, challenge mode. Explanations of everything is done very well. They've got the solo play rules here, and then they have how to combine Horrified games. So, and right now, like I said, it's geared to combine with, here's how to get all the monsters. It's geared to combine with the Greek monster one. So, all right, here we go. Our bag of baddies. So we have an extra piece, because once you get Cthulhu off the board, you ban him to this realm, and then it's an extra game here to finish him off. If you choose to do that. You could always say, hey, if we get Cthulhu off the board, that's how we beat Cthulhu, and that's, you can choose how to do your own thing. Ooh, check this out. You have your own passport as a steward of the Shrouded Void. And that's this, and then this is how you defeat the monsters, which on the back of every, that's been the same since the very first one. So this is our monster board. Here's the Yeti. Here's the Sphinx. The Yeti looks like you have to find their, lair and then send their, somehow direct the Yeti's children back to it. The Sphinx looks like you have to go to the Sphinx and figure out their riddles. And the way this is set up is it's sort of like a Sudoku, where you have to make everything match number-wise. So you pull the first tile out of the bag, boom, it's sitting there, that one can't change, and you got to make everything add up this way and this way. Here we have the Zhang Shi, which I was told is a sort of Asian vampire. And you have to build his sword. That's what all those little punch-out pieces were for, that we'll see in a minute. I haven't played against this guy yet. I've lost against the Yeti, the Sphinx, and Cthulhu himself. And how most of the boards have the 1 and 2 step, Cthulhu step 3 and 4 on this separate piece, which is why it gives you a whole nother option for how to continue play. All right, so we have punch boards. We have 3 punch boards. Here's items. Here's the character here's the character cards. There's only 5 with this one that you get to play as. And then you have the character standees. You got the Yeti kids, one of the Cthulhu, or part of that Cthulhu minigame, when he's sitting over here in the cursed world. And then this one is items, and here are pieces. This is the symbols that you need to put on Cthulhu's board. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 symbols. You pick 3 of them randomly, and then these dials sit on this board, and you spin them. Like if you put a blue item off into the thing, then you get to spin however many the number is on the blue to try to find the symbol. And if the symbol matches what you've got there, that gate is open, and you have to do that for all 3 gates. Then he's banished to his realm, and you can follow him there or not. Here we have 2 of the realms. Only 2 of the creatures this time have lairs, and then there's 2 empty lairs. And then we have our legends, which are the ones we have to rescue throughout the game. And then we have our blue punches, or blue, purple, and green. And then all these little symbols are for that Zhang Shi guy, because you have to build a sword out of pieces on his board. Like I said, I have not tried to do that yet. It looks sort of like a Tetris-y sort of puzzle. And that could be a lot of fun. And maybe we'll do that sometime with my family. We just haven't done it yet. All right, so I will do those after. Then we have the plastic bits. We have standees for the Yeti. As you can see, he's got a little pouch on his back with a young one in there. We have the Sphinx. Very pretty sculpt. These sculpts are, you know, I mean, the plastic isn't great and these sculpts aren't phenomenal, but they're pretty good. And I think that they've gotten better and better. Like, these are way better than the original set. The original Horrified is still my favorite just because I like those monsters so much. Here's our Zhang-Shi vampire. And then we have Cthulhu's main form here. Like I said, he does come back later with that cardboard punch-out thing that stands on this. Okay, we've got our base. Ooh! The dice for this game. Again, we have the standard special power of the beast. We've got a hit, and then we have the blank side. So each time that we've had the dice, there's been the same symbols, but each set has different colors for how to get there. We have the bag for the pieces that you draw from. And this set again features Cthulhu, so that's who they've got on the bag. And then, of course, there are the cards. Now, I've heard people say that they feel that the cards are thinner quality than before. I'm not finding that. I think that this is equivalent to every set that we've had so far. And this one is a little bit, it's got a little less, so it's a little bit cheaper for the price point. But part of that too is it mixes well with the Greek set, so it's kind of an expansion along with being a standalone. So it's a little bit of both. And I've heard, I did not, it was a rumor online that the Ravensburger people have announced that if they make, or when they make another set of Horrified, it will also be compatible with this. So this is like their new base version, which means that the cards utilize these symbols. Okay, here we have whatever monster is inflamed, and then it's symbols on the card. And the way you make this compatible with the Greek monsters is it would be, okay, we have the enraged monster, and then we have whoever has a red symbol on their card. Because each of the symbols have different meaning and different color. So that's been, and some of the unboxings I've seen, that's been where the confusion lies. But if you look, each one of these symbols has a color. There's the purple eye, there's the red dagger, the blue wrench, the yellow ghost, the green tincture, the dark purple gear, or the gray gear. I'm not sure what color that is right now.
That says brown.
Okay, brown. And then we have this light blue jewel, and then we have the red hand. So the symbols in the other set are different, but as you can see, these colors are also, like, this is a more orangish sword than that red hand. They're obviously different. And in the Greek game, let me grab the book here, I'll show you. In the Greek game, we have similar symbols that are the same colors, but a little bit different, so that you know that if they have a color thing on it, you match the color. So see here we have the red torch, we have the blue, I think that blue goes with this. They match up this way. They're not exact, but they're very, very close. So you could use these Greek monsters, and if the Greek monster had the vase and you were using the cards for this, it would be the one that has the eye. So that's what they mean by compatible right there. I have not mixed any monsters yet. Like I said, I've only played this set twice. I've played the Greek set a couple of times. But this is the game that my family will probably play soon. And when we do, we might be able to film it for you, and then we can do a playthrough. Now that we've got some of our technical difficulties figured out by adding the new tripod we're using today. So yeah, there's our monster cards. They are the art is beautiful on these. I'll just show you a couple examples here. Very thematic with what they're doing. And then this is cool. Our perk cards look like items. And so here's a couple of the perk cards so you can see how they work too. And I mean, they do the standard types of things. So that's the last of our components. The game I can attest is fun. Win or lose, it's fun to play. And like I said, this is one of my family's favorite cooperative games. So hopefully we'll have a playthrough for you by the end of this month. Until then, this is the Men of the Cave saying good gaming.